Hello there, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy VI. Last time, we paid a visit to Narshe and reunited with an old friend in the form of Mog. But we also obtained two new Magicites, Valigarmanda and Midgardsormr, along with a brand new party member, Umaro, who's interesting to say the least. But real quick, I mentioned that we got two new Magicites, and while I did talk about Valigarmanda, I didn't actually talk about Midgardsormr, so I want to go ahead and do that just real quick right now. Midgardsormr, when you use him, he'll use the ability Abyssal Maw, which crushes all enemies with seismic waves. It's pretty decent MP cost as well. When you have Midgardsormr equipped, it can teach you Quake, Gravaga, and Tornado, and at level up will give you HP plus 30% whenever you level up. Which is pretty not bad, honestly. I have Midgardsormr equipped on a certain party member right now, but I don't want to go over that just yet. Now, with that said, I actually do want to talk about what we're doing today, as I do have something pretty big planned. Now, throughout our entire journey across the world of Ruin, we have gotten multiple little snippets of, like, where our party members might be. And while we have followed up on a lot of them, and also have just used plain conjecture and game knowledge to figure out where a lot of others are, there's one character that we've gotten a lot of inklings on where exactly he is, and that is our good old treasure hunter, Locke. We had Gao's father talk about him being in a star-shaped mountain. We had a bandit talking about a power to revive the dead, which we know that Locke is looking for. And we have a few other places that we've gone to where Locke has been mentioned in some form or fashion. And so today, I want to go ahead and figure out where he is decisively. And to do that, we need to head over here, back to the southern continent. On this star-shaped mountain, there's a little gap right here which we can enter with Falcon. I would say, before you enter here, I would recommend equipping at least up to 8 party members for no specific reason, and this is one of the reasons why I went and grabbed a lot of characters before we went to this area, because we're going to need a few of them. So let's go ahead and hop inside. Alright, we're going in. Now, we have up to 8 party members we can bring in there, with a minimum of 2. We need at least 2 party members, 1 in each party, to go into this dungeon with us. I think it makes sense to have Terra and Celeste be the party leads, so to speak, since they are the 2 characters that are closest to Locke in terms of development. Terra was the first party member that we got, and Locke is the reason why she's still around. And obviously, Locke and Celeste have a very deep connection, unlike a lot of other party members in the game, where Locke either is just acquaintances or barely knows them at all. So I think them being kind of the 2 representatives going into this dungeon makes the most sense. So then, who else is going in with us? Well, I think it is important that we showcase Mog and Umaro, since they are sort of the new party members, and especially in Umaro's case, he won't get a lot of screen time since I'm not a big fan of him, and he's also very simple. So this is probably the best time for me to really show off what he can do in a more controlled environment. I also want to bring Sabin along, and I think I'm going to give him to Celeste's team. And then I also want to go ahead and bring along Setzer, since he's a pretty standard character, and he's also kind of a free MP battery, since he can provide healing because his fixed dice doesn't do damage at all. I think Edgar is fine. I don't think I really need to bring him along. Gao and Cayenne also aren't too enticing to bring along. I would bring Gao since he's the lowest level, but I think I have something a little bit more exciting planned for him down the road. So instead, I think I'm going to bring Strago and Relm. So let's go ahead and bring them into the party with Celeste, and I think this will be my team of 8 going into this dungeon. Press the ZL button to switch between the 2 parties. Yep, so we have active control of both parties at the same time. For the sake of simplicity, I will be calling this Team Terra and Team Celeste, as they will be doing separate things throughout this dungeon. Alright, let's go ahead and start heading inside with Team Terra. If we look inside the Phoenix Cave here, we can see it is a big big dungeon. There's a lot to explore here, so we have our work cut out for us. The general idea of this dungeon is the aspect of teamwork between the two parties. One party is going to be moving to a switch or some kind of lever, is going to push it to allow the other team to move forward, and vice versa. The other team will then find something to then allow the other team to progress throughout the dungeon. We're going to need to be on our toes because there are traps here. And ow. We took a little bit of damage there. We can technically use Sabin to be the healer of this team whenever I'm not in combat. It's weird that the sounds get delayed there. And unfortunately, Team Celeste, we found ourselves in a completely other area. And again, this dungeon is huge. It is very, very big. So we're going to need to be on the lookout. Chaos Dragon, Seaflower, and Ouroboros. We have a few enemies here that we haven't seen around. We're going to use Razor Gale, as we haven't really used that too much since Ozer's Mansion. Ice Magic is going to be kind of your go-to here. There are a few enemies that are weak to fire, but generally speaking, Ice Magic is going to be your go-to. I guess I could use Aqua Breath, as that's cheaper, and it actually is about the same power as a regular magic, regular aura magic. So we can go ahead and use that there. There we go. Got to level up with HP 30% on Celeste. She has Midgard's Armor equipped. The HP increase is not that bad. Having her increase her HP is pretty alright. I do want to switch out Sabin, though, as he mastered Phantom really fast. Let's give him, I guess, Unicorn? Well, he only learns to spell from that. I guess Kieran for Poisona wouldn't be that bad. I guess we can either move up north or we can move down south. Let's move down south for right now. See if we can get back to where Team Terra was. We've got this one little platform right here that does I don't need to stand on it the entire time. Gives us a wing edge, which I don't think we can equip right now. I think that is actually a throwing item for, like, lock and whatnot. Let me go ahead and go down here. The boomerang that may randomly dispatch an enemy in one hit. It's basically a back row version of the Assassin's Dagger. Face. What a good name there. We can go ahead and just auto-battle this. There's Smirk right there, which is Charm. I don't like that you did that to Realm. It's a little creepy. And the enemies here are actually quite tanky, which, again, big reason why I wanted to have more teammates and go and do more things before heading to the Phoenix Cave, because enemies here are quite strong. We also saw 1,000 Needles right there, which is actually a lore ability, so we should actually get that, since I didn't grab that in the World of Balance. There we go, learned 1,000 Needles for Strago. Unfortunately, he can already do comfortably over 1,000 damage with a lot of other abilities, so I don't really see the use for it right now, which is also a big reason why I didn't get it in the World of Balance, because we were already comfortably hitting over that damage. Either way, let's go ahead and push this button, allow Team Terra to progress. Any bestiary enemies that you fought with either of these teams will go over to the other team. Okay, so we need to set up the auto battle here. Okay, Umaro doing some pretty good damage. Mog, I could actually use Forest Earth Blues here, since that'll be what is that's the cave version of the attacks. So we could actually use that. We got a terrible roll right there. Holy moly. Gravity's pretty annoying. Zombie Stick is not ideal, but thankfully Umaro just kind of unga bungas anyways, so Earth Blues, we get Rock Slide, which is pretty useful. This is a decent single target attack. Terra's gonna have to pick up the pace here because Setzer doesn't want to high roll. There we go, Setzer learned to break as well. We got Stamina +2. I'm not really paying attention to my level up bonuses right now, which is not that big of a deal. I'm already at a pretty decent spot. We cannot Essen that, so we need to go down here and use a Holy Water on Umaro, and then we can heal him. Let's see here. That's decent healing. And if we run out of Setzer's NP, that's okay. Okay, so we've got a switch over here. Let's push it. That lowers those spikes, allowing Team Celeste to move forward. And we are now, we have a bit of a fork in the road where we can go left and go into that room that we were probably in earlier, or we can go and take the right path and push a funny button, which I think is more enticing here. Okay, I think we have seen every non-lava area enemy, so we could probably turn off encounters until we're in a different room. Yo, Realm being able to dodge the Graviga? It's a very annoying spell, Graviga. Alcohol Breath? Okay, decent damage. Strago's gonna go down here, which is not ideal. Gravity's not gonna do much, as it only ever halves your HP, and it won't actually kill you. Makes you very easy to kill, for sure, but it's not really that big of a deal. There we go, got a level up with Sabin and Realm. Speed plus 1 is pretty good. I will be fair. Speed plus 1 is actually quite good. Let's go ahead and use Sabin's MP to raise Strago, and then heal everyone up. His extra magic thanks to the earrings makes him actually a very potent healer. Okay, here we go. We can go and push this switch. That lowers the spikes for Team Terra. Though we leave that switch, it will lock Team Celeste out from being able to exit. So we're going to need to grab this chest real quick. Okay, never mind. I guess we won't find whatever's in there. Okay, and actually, no, we did have a few new enemies. Just one, I guess. We can go ahead and use... Okay, Umaro doing some decent damage there. Okay, no one blocked the Graviga, which is actually a problem, as it's a very powerful ability. See if we can take down these enemies without much issue. Nope, they're going to stay around for a little bit longer. Earth Blues? Let's see... Oh, I guess, I didn't use the right thing there. I'm in the cave, so Earth Blues should work. No, it's actually Twilight Requiem. It's not Earth Blues. I just got very, very lucky. We're going to need to heal up. I know I had Terra there, but I don't know if she's going to fully heal. Oh, yeah, no, she... Very, very close. Mog's not going to be far behind, though, thankfully. Setsu's gotten one roll in, which is not bad. Oh, he used Character Toss right there. There we go. Thankfully, it doesn't actually hurt the person he tosses, which is really nice. Haha! Umaro is doing some decent damage, which is alright. I don't think those guys actually had a weakness, if I remember right. Setsu's almost close to a level up as well, which is nice. I guess I can start working on level up bonuses, but Setzer doesn't really matter for him because he has the fixed dice. I guess if I was going to give him any bonuses, it would be magic. Let's go down here. We're now back into the lava area, which will allow me to fight some new enemies. If I look around here, we have a few areas we can go. We can go to the left and grab that treasure chest and push a button. If we go to the right, we walk across a long bridge, and that allows us to loop around to what seems to be a dead end. So let's go ahead and take this leftmost path first. Let's go and sprint around. Okay, Chaos Dragon, Seaflower, Ouroboros. This is a fight that we've already done before. I guess we can try Fyra. Oh, well, the enemy that looked like a plant is gone, so I guess maybe not. Oh, yeah, Fyra is drained with them. Okay, a decent roll over there, doing 2k damage, which is not bad. Umaro, are you gonna pull your weight here, buddy? Okay, a regular attack that isn't bad, but not great either. There we go, dealing some pretty good damage. Jump, oh, 3,000 damage, pretty good. Setzer still not getting any impressive rolls, but that's okay. HP to plus 10%, Umaro getting a decent level up. I guess I could start setting up strength boosts on him. There's Empty. Actually, no, I can't set up strength boosts on Umaro because he can't wear Espers. Is that permanent? That is permanent. Alright, cool. We know who can... Team Celeste can go over there because they've already dropped down to that area before, so we can revisit that area later. I love the synergy here. I mean, this isn't like a completely new concept, having like two parties helping each other get through the dungeon, but it's just really cool, even if it's not anything like super unique. I really like it. That was a pretty decent roll right there, 2100. Lazara doing some decent damage. There's a snow scarf coming in handy right there from Umaro, as it allows you to absorb fire damage. Okay, we're getting pretty close. Oh, Terra learned everything from Valigarmonda. Ooh, okay, awesome. We can, I guess technically speaking, we could leave that on her for one more fight so that she levels up with magic plus 2. So then Mog, I think I'm gonna swap him over to Bismarck? Yeah, because that has strength plus 2. No other Esper that I have right now has strength +2. Only stamina. So then, let's give Setzer Lakshmi for right now, because Kotolba Pass is done on him, and I can move Mog over to Kotolba Pass. Because I don't think there's anything on Lakshmi that I really need. Yeah, Kyuraga is good, but he won't really need that right now. And then, yeah, we can move it around with this. Okay, so let's take this other path real quick and grab the other treasure chest we see here. Or not, okay. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Let's go ahead and auto-battle this. There isn't really anything too crazy. Have we seen everything here? I think we've seen every enemy here. Maybe except for, like, one. These enemies are very tanky, man. I was expecting them to be, like, annoying, but holy moly. Oh, character toss right there. Unfortunately, character toss, one thing I didn't mention in my bio, since I finished the script at the time of this recording already for that. If Umaro throws someone that has, like, poison, then he'll also get poisoned. Though he will cleanse stuff like Confuse and Sleep, which is pretty nice. Thankfully, poison isn't really all that annoying to deal with. We can just cast Asuna and then heal it up. It's really not that annoying. Let's go ahead and give Terra a different Esper as well to work on. She's kind of moved her way around here already. I guess we could work on Phantom, maybe get that MP plus 10%. We can move... Mog is 1 EXP away from leveling up, so I guess I'll stick to Bismarck for one more level. There's nothing really we can do here, unfortunately, so I guess we swap over back to Team Celeste and move our way around here. More faces. Alrighty, so we now want to go back down here. This will send us back to where we dropped earlier. And now, thanks to Team Terra opening up these rocks right here, we can very carefully jump across the lava. We do not want to stand in that. Okay. I wonder how hot it is down here. I would not want to be down here in, like, Frego's attire with, like, a cloak and everything. Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Take these guys down pretty easily. And then we move up here. The spike's covering that treasure chest, so there's not really much we can do there. If we push this, that opens up the way for Team Terra to move a bit north to this kind of opening right there. Let's check this out real quick. Leave? Nah. Okay, then we go with Team Terra back up here. Okay, there we go. Mog got his level up, strength +2. He's level 30. Honestly, the levels that the level that you'll be by the end of this game is actually fairly low, and we are getting pretty close to reaching it. I'm surprised how quickly we're getting through this game. It's always funny whenever you go back and replay an old game, and it's actually a lot shorter than you remember after playing a lot of the modern ones. You know, you go back and you currently play, like, some of the more modern Final Fantasies, and they're 60, 70 hours, and then you go back and play some of the, like, SNES ones, and it's 35 hours long? It's not nearly as long as I thought. Anyway, we go over here with Team Terra to open up this path again for Team Celeste. Can't really do much about this treasure chest right here that's being blocked by spikes, but whatever. Ooh, we got a pincer attack. Okay. Not really gonna change much, but it's pretty cool to see anyways. This Chaos Dragon is so tanky. It takes so much to kill it. Holy moly. Got a level up there. HP plus 30%. Celeste is gonna have a lot of HP after this. She might be a decent wielder for the Ultima weapon here fairly soon. How close is she to finishing the Midgard's Armor anyway? Not close at all, honestly. I might have to move her over to, like, Bismarck or Valley Garmonda at this point. Okay, moving up forward, we're now back into the Basement 1. If we look around, we have a switch we can push, another, like, proxy save point, which is actually just an actual save point, and it looks like some water we can look at. We can use this save point to go ahead and use a tent. I think we've seen everyone's tent in this party, so we're just going to go ahead and use it normally. Unfortunately, using a tent doesn't actually restore the stats of the other team, so if we can find a way to get around to this save point with Team Terra, then we'll go ahead and use another one so that they are beefed up on their stats as well. Because there's no enemies left to fight in this segment of the dungeon, I'm going to turn off encounters. Actually, I think I've found everything except for one enemy. If we push this button... Well, it does something, that's for sure. We just don't know what, I don't think. So we can move up north here and push this other button, and that removes these spikes. So if we go back to Team Terra, we can move up north, back to Basement 1 and pass these spikes over here. Hey, what's up? How you doing? And we go back down to Basement 2. This puts us at this very, like, open spot with a bunch of rocks that we can jump across. Let's go ahead and do that. Turn encounters back on, as there still is one more enemy here that I want to go around and fight. Terra is quite the acrobat, as we can see here. There is actually something I want to talk about when it comes to Terra. Actually, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, I just haven't really had the time to do it. So let's go ahead and do it right now. So, one big thing I want to talk about is the discourse between Terra's hair color. So, in a lot of official artwork, whether it's Amano or any kind of other artist, Terra is depicted with blonde hair, but in-game sprites and other re-releases in games and whatnot have Terra depicted with green hair. Now, from what I can surmise, the main controversy, the main reason why this is actually a discrepancy with multiple official Final Fantasy VI like releases and games where Terra is actually a playable character and is shown off, and why the developers can't seem to figure out which one they want, god damn it, is mostly because technically both are true at the same time. The official Amano artwork of Terra depicts her with blonde hair, and the official sprite work of Terra, at least originally, also had her with blonde hair before they changed her to have this kind of ponytail look, and they changed her to have green hair. So the sprite work of this game has always, since her official design had been decided upon, had always had green hair. But the Amano artwork of her always had blonde hair, and it's always just been up to which developer decides on which one is beneficial. So sometimes you see, like, her Dissidia version have blonde hair, but then her re-release of Final Fantasy VI, or, you know, her appearance in things like Dissidia Opera Omnia, has her depicted with green hair. It's not very consistent, and honestly, honestly, I prefer both. I think both of them look really good. But this leads to a lot of discourse within the community, like which one is better, or which one is canon, and whatnot. Honestly, I think me and a lot of other people in the community have solved the actual answer. We should all just agree that Terra has blonde hair until she activates her Esper form. And then after that point, then she has green hair. I think that is probably the best way we can answer this question. Okay, well, I guess we just walk back with Team Terra back over. But this also leads me to another thing. Since we're talking about Locke, and I'm also talking currently about Terra, I also want to talk about a little bit about the fact that Terra was actually originally supposed to be male. In the very early concepts for Final Fantasy VI, Terra and Locke were actually supposed to be like a duo. And Terra was actually supposed to be sort of well, Terra was supposed to be a male character that was sort of like a rival to Locke. And they weren't exactly supposed to have the healthiest of relationships, being more of like, more hardcore rivals than something more akin to like friends who go on adventures together. We got a ribbon right here, which is quite nice. So, obviously this was changed very early into development. Also, Locke was supposed to have a darker complexion, but that was changed as well. But it's really interesting that Terra was actually supposed to be a male character for a little while. There's not really much for us here that we can see, at least. We can go ahead and move around, I guess. I guess we actually do need Team Terra to be on the other side of these spikes. Let's go back and give them a way back over here. But yeah, that actually is something that's pretty interesting. If I can find some sprite work, I'll put it up on screen now. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Okay, we've moved Team Terra down to this segment right here with a bunch of these rocks. We can move Team Celeste back over to this button that we couldn't really figure out what to do with. And that'll change where the rocks are in their formation. We kind of get this, like, sprinting animation right here, so you lock your teammates into a spot where there are rocks, which is pretty nice. Very thoughtful of the developers. We have a bunch of other buttons we can push right here. Let's push this northmost one. That allows for rocks to appear right there. That's just a button. Can't visually see what this does right now. And same thing with this one. Doesn't really seem like we can do much with that right now. If we go over here, we can't move around. However, there is something right here. There's a dragon and a treasure chest. Now, unfortunately, because I don't currently have access to the save point with this team, I'm gonna have to use some ethers to bring my team, mostly Terra's MP back up to full, because we're going to be using this team to fight against this dragon. Now, I said that I was going to try to avoid these guys, but I don't want to do the segment of the dungeon again just to get back to it, so we're going to go ahead and deal with it right now. This is the Red Dragon. Very powerful enemy, but there is a pretty simple gimmick here that you want to utilize, and that is trance and then immediately start casting Blizzaga. Honestly, when it comes to this, I'm going to have Mog play healer along with Setzer if need be, but because of my immunities, we really shouldn't run into any issues here. Umaro is also just going to be kind of throwing a bunch of very powerful physical attacks at the enemy, kind of doing passive damage throughout, and Terra will be throwing most of the damage out here. Mog is really the only one who's actually in any kind of real danger, holy moly, from the Red Dragon's attacks. Everyone else is going to be kind of chilling. There we go, we get max damage easily with Blizzaga, and if Setzer decides to high roll again, we can get another really powerful attack. There's Firaga on everyone. Again, Mog is really the only one who's in any real danger here in this fight. If we need to, we can have Setzer pull in some healing, but you got a 1 right there. That's not gonna help the roll at all. But generally speaking, this is kind of what I'm gonna be doing. I guess I can do a single target Kira. But honestly, there's really not much to explain here. I don't even think this boss really needs like a full-on explanation. It's pretty simple. Cast some strong ice magic and heal. Pretty simple stuff. Terraline Gravity, Berserk, and Vanish. Nice. And we also got a Murakumo Katana. 7 dragons remaining. Again, those are part of the 8 dragons that we heard about a long time ago. And we still have 7 more to go. We also got a Dragoon Horn right there, which is going to be very, very useful for Mog, as I want him to be a jump attacker. A horn inhabited by the spirit of a Dragoon makes the effect of the jump command continuous. Basically what this does is that it allows your Dragoon jump attack to land at bare minimum 2 times back to back and up to 4 times maximum. Pretty useful. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and push this button right here and swap back to Team Celeste and make our way over to where we know we can pass that. Back over here to this clearing, we can jump across, and the 2 teams have fully reunited. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Anyways, one of them pushes one button, and the other pushes the other. That opens up the way to this exit right here. Let's go ahead and move on with Team Celeste, since they are still fairly battle-ready. We can look around, and we do have an active save point right here, but we also have another treasure chest. Locke! You're all safe! Look, I finally found it. The legendary treasure that can undo death itself. Is that Magicite? It is. Legend has it that the Phoenix turned itself to stone ages ago. It seems the story was true. But now it's filled with cracks. I don't know if it still has the strength to perform miracles. Locke, that's for Rachel, isn't it? Rachel, I failed her. I broke my promise and lost the only thing that was real to me. So until I do what I said I'd do, until I restore my honor, I'm nothing but a no-good liar. So, you're headed to Culligan. The village of Culligan. If only it didn't have all those nasty cracks. Don't think it's gonna be calling back any wayward spirits like that. Nope, nuh-uh. Too bad, really. Too bad. The Magicite shattered. Locke? Rachel? Locke, oh, how I've wanted to see you, to talk to you. Rachel, the Phoenix used the last of its power to give me some time, but I must leave again soon. Before my time is gone, there's something I must tell you. Something I've never had a chance to say. Locke, you made me so happy. In my last moments, my memory returned. I drifted off thinking of you, and I was truly, truly happy. So let me now say the words I've never had the chance to say. Locke, thank you. Rachel? I have to go now, but thank you so much for all the happiness you've given me. Please, cut free from the chains that bind your heart. Give your love to the one who has that place within your heart now. Love her as you loved me. Phoenix, be reborn and give your power to Locke. Rachel! Locke? I'm alright. Rachel put my heart at ease. From here on out, everything will be okay. Let's go. We've got a job to do. What is it? Obtained the X Potion, Phoenix Down, X Ether, Elixir, Flame Shield, and Valiant Knife. Those are all the treasures from the Phoenix Cave. Alright, let's get going. I think we've kept Kefka waiting long enough. Alrighty, we now have Locke in our party, and he is finally useful here. We have the Valiant Knife, a knife that grows in power as the wielder's HP dwindles. But that's not the only case. It also ignores physical defense, so it's very powerful regardless of how much HP you have. Doing that with the Ultima weapon, you basically have two weapons that ignore physical defense and are based on the character's HP. Pretty useful. We can also have the Wing Edge, which is a huge stat boost. A boomerang that may randomly dispatch enemy in one hit, which is also pretty useful. But I think that's a pretty good time to call it for today. Locke has finally gotten over his deceased girlfriend. We got a new powerful Magicite as well. In the form of Phoenix, Flames of Rebirth revives all KO'd allies, and will teach the user Raise, Arise, which is a full heal raise, Re-Raise, Curaga, and Firaga. No level up bonus, but this is still a pretty strong lineup. I think we're looking pretty good. But next time on Final Fantasy VI, we're gonna go ahead and use luck to go open up a few locked doors we saw at a previous area, and then I think we're gonna go ahead and check up on one of our injured party members. So, with that said, I'll see you soon.